Did you know that New Zealand has its own Bigfoot legends? While most people associate Bigfoot with North America, New Zealand has its own fair share of mystery sightings, theories, and evidence surrounding this elusive creature. And welcome back to another Late Night Strange. Tonight, we are going to be talking about the Moihaus and the Moros, and the strange stories and the mythical folklores that revolves around the Maori people. Without further ado, let's get started. According to local legends, the New Zealand Bigfoot is also known as the Moihau, a creature said to inhabit the dense forests of the Coromandel Peninsula. Those who have seen this creature has reported to be at least 8 feet tall, with long shaggy hair with a powerful build. People has also claimed to have heard this creature howling throughout the night, sending chills down their spine. But for those who fear this creature, legend has spoke of his friendly nature, telling tales of the Moihau, helping lost travelers find their way back and protecting the forest from harm. The Maori people would share stories around campfires about the benevolent guardian of the Coromandels. And how the story was told was a curious child named Kahu decided to venture into the heart of the forest to see if the Moihau was real. Armed with courage and a sense of adventure, Kahu embarked on a journey through the towering trees and trickling streams. As Kahu ventured deeper into the forest, the air became thick with mystery. Suddenly, the sound of rustling leaves and gentle footsteps reached Kahu's ears. There, standing in the trees, was a Moihau, a towering figure with kind and understanding eyes. To Kahu's surprise, the Moihau didn't shy away. Instead, it extended its massive hand in friendship. The two formed an unlikely bond, with the Moihau guiding Kahu throughout the forest, revealing its hidden wonders. Shortly after, words of Kahu's extraordinary friendship with the Moihau spread throughout the local community. Moihau then became a symbol of harmony between humans and nature, reminding everyone that the importance of preservation of the magical world that surrounds them. And so, the legend of the Moihau lived on, not as a fearsome creature of the woods, but as a guardian spirit watching over the Coromandel Peninsula and inspiring generations to come to appreciate the beauty of the natural world. So the Native Americans in the United States, some of them have also talked about this creature being the guardian of the forest. And some even talked about this creature kidnapping children and women. The more I look into this subject, the more I think there's so much more different types of Bigfoots out there in the world. So looking at a lot of these encounters by regions, a lot of these Bigfoots that report to be a lot more aggressive are usually in the colder northern region of the world. So for example, like British Columbia in Canada, there's been sightings of these Bigfoots and they're known to be at least 8 to 12 feet tall and also opportunistic eaters. So being an opportunistic eater, if I have a chance to eat you, I probably would.
The same. Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about the Moros, also known as the wild man of Maori mythologies. Before I get into the fascinating stories about the Moro people, I just want to tell you a little bit about the Maori. So the Maori people are the indigenous Polynesian inhabitants of New Zealand. They arrived in New Zealand from eastern Polynesia in several waves of canoe voyagers over several centuries. The first significant migration occurred around the 13th centuries. The Maori have a rich culture, heritage with tradition, language, arts, and folklores that are distinct to their identity. And let's not forget about the traditional Māori War dance or ceremony challenge dance known as the haka. And for those of you who's never seen a haka dance, please go look it up. It is pretty cool and extremely intimidating, and sometimes it'll make you laugh because some of their facial expressions are just so funny. But imagine going up against 20 or 30 people and they start doing the haka dance. You'll be pretty intimidated too. So now let's talk about some of the war stories or folklores, the Maori people going up against the Mero people, or also known as the wild man of New Zealand. So the Mero is a creature found in the folklores of the Maori indigenous people. This mythology creature may also be described as a type of wild man, like the Yeti of the Himalayas or the Sasquatch of Native American folklore. But unlike Sasquatch or the Yeti, the Mero are said to actually resemble the average human beings in many aspects. These creatures, however, are larger and stronger than the average human. They do not wear clothes, but are covered in long, shaggy black hair instead, which forms a natural covering over their bodies. Despite the fact that they do not have any clothes, they somehow manage to wield stones, clubs, and demonstrate the ability to actually use tools. So apart from the stone clubs, the Maori people also claim that the Meros use their sharp, knife-like fingernails which grows from their long, spiny fingers as weapons. It is also claimed that the Mero are cannibalism in nature. So according to Maori traditions, the sworn enemy of the Meros were the Maori themselves, who they were almost always at war with at all times. As a result of this never-ending conflict, the Meros were driven further and further into the harshest and the most inhospitable forests on the island of New Zealand. It is in these forests that the Meros continue to live in small numbers. In spite of the tales that the Maoris were always at war with the Meros, there are also some stories in which members of the two groups crossbred, resulting in offsprings who are larger in size and strength than the average Maori. So the first one we talked about was the moihau, which was a Bigfoot-like creature. The second one is the Mero, which is more of a wild man to say. Many reports have said that these two are the same creatures, but just hearing tales and folklores from two different perspectives, I believe these two creatures are actually two different things. Even though the Moros and the moihaus share very similar things, and some Maoris even suggested that the two may be one and the same, the moihaus were actually sighted by gold miners during the 1870s and 1880s. Another sightings of the creature was reported by an Australian tourist in 1969, and with more sightings in the 1972 through 1983. One explanation for this creature was that it is an escaped gorilla, which as a result was an exaggerated report and turned into this monstrous creature. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. That is all I have for you guys today, and I hope to see you guys all again on the next episode of Late Night Strange. Goodbye guys, and like always, stay spooky.